Yes, good morning. My name is Mitch. This is my dog Katrina. Our story is Katrina and Mitch Survivors. My dog survived Hurricane Katrina in Louisiana. I survived Marble Mountain in Vietnam. We're here to talk about war stories. My first 6 days in Vietnam. Vietnam was a crazy time, crazy place, a crazy war. I got up on, actually it was September 28th that I woke up. I lived in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn. I got up and I was going to have to leave and catch a flight to California, then to go to Okinawa, then to Hawaii. It's going to take like 23 hours. I'll be in Vietnam the next day. So I get up and I'm about to leave the house, and before I left the house, my father said to me, Mitch, remember one thing, don't be a fucking hero. This is what he said to me. As I left my house, I remember the words he said, Mitch, don't be a fucking hero. But I can't help it. The paper says I'm a hero. But I'm not a hero. My dog is a hero. I'm small potatoes compared to this dog, Katrina. She survived Hurricane Katrina, and she survived Hurricane Sandy, and we were only tenants in the building actually during Hurricane Sandy, and we were helping the other people in the building go up the stairs. My friend who's taking the video, her name is Clarabelle and her husband is Eddie, and they're tremendous people. They have wonderful kids. When I see people like this and kids like this, it's a joy to be friends with family, with people like this. These are great friends to have. It's a joy. And I'm here to talk about my first 6 days in Vietnam. So it took all day to get over to Vietnam. I get there the next day. It's 0500 o'clock in the morning. It's early in the morning, and there's a brutal war going on. And the first thing they did when we got into Da Nang airport, they look at all our material, our reading material, to see if these Air Force guys, they're looking at our reading material. They take away, if we have a Playboy magazine or Penthouse magazine, they take that away from us. Any magazine with pictures of sexy women or anything, they take it away from us. I'm old enough to kill and go to Vietnam and kill people, but I can't read. They found the word. I was reading a novel. I was reading a book. It was called The Banker. They found the word fuck in The Banker, and they said, this is obscene. I can't. They took the book away. I said, what are you doing taking my book away? It's a novel that I'm reading, The Banker, and you're taking it away because you found the word fuck? Are you guys out of your mind? God help us. This war is going to be all messed up. It's crazy here. So we spent all day here getting processed, and then they send us over to the main naval base. The main naval base, from there, we had to fill out papers, and who we're going to leave our money to in case we get killed here in Vietnam. I decided I'm going to leave the money to my father, $10,000 if I get killed in this fucked up place. I'm going to leave the money to my father. Anyway, that's what I had to fill out, who I'm going to leave my money if I get killed, because I don't think I'm going to survive this place. There's no way. This is too screwed up here. So they sent me from Marble Mountain, from the main naval base, they sent me over to Marble Mountain. That's where I'm going to be stationed, Marble Mountain. So the first 6 days, I get over to Marble Mountain, and I meet the gunnery sergeant. That's who I had to report to. The gunnery sergeant, actually, he's a big, strong guy. He looks like Mr. T on Mr. T. He looks like in what is the name of that show? He has a mohawk haircut. He's strong like an ox. He's all muscles, and he speaks like Mr. T. I'm trying to think of the show. Anyway, he looked like a mohawk haircut, all muscle, and he says, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Barnett." He says, "Where you from, Barnett?" This gunnery sergeant says, "I'm from Brooklyn, New York." When I said I'm from Brooklyn, New York, he said, "Brooklyn? Oh shit, man, Brooklyn, shit, Brooklyn." So he says, I could. He says, "Are you with Marine Recon?" I said, "No, I'm in the Naval Reserve, Gunny. I'm in the Naval Reserve." Naval Reserve. We could find something for you to do. We'll use you as decoy to be a decoy to draw out the Viet Cong. I could find it. You'll be a decoy. Use you as cannon fodder. We'll come out to the jungle. I went with 5 guys. We went over to a listening post. It was a crazy place. It was a listening place. We had to crawl up the listening post, and we had a 50 caliber machine gun on there. And the gunnery sergeant says, "Hey, Brooklyn, Barnett, do you know how to shoot a 50 caliber machine gun?" I said, "I know how to use a 50 caliber machine gun, but if it jams, I'm fucked." I told the gunny. I don't know, I don't know what I'll do if it gets jammed. He said, "That's good, as long as you could handle a 50. So it's so dark out there. He says, "You're going to stay here till for 12 hours. You're going to stay here till the watch is over, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to see if we can draw out the Viet Cong. See if you can draw them out and have them attack you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use you as a decoy." So it's dark as hell. It's so scary out here. It's pitch black. And I'm just sitting there for 12 hours. I'm going crazy, just sitting here in the dark, waiting to draw out the fucking Viet Cong to kill me. I'm as a decoy. I'm a decoy guy. So I'm waiting there. I'm sitting there on the outpost. I climb up to the it's what they call that in the Marine Corps, LP duty, listening post. They call it suicide because you're in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of nowhere, and it's suicide duty. So this is what they gave me for my assignment, to be a decoy, to draw out the Cong so they could kill some Cong. And I'm going to be a decoy and try to draw out the Viet Cong and get them to attack me. So I'm sitting in the middle of the jungle. It's dark as hell. I'm sitting here. 12 hours go by. It's like an eternity. I'm sitting here. And all I'm thinking of, what am I going to have? What am I going to have for breakfast? I'm hungry as hell. I'm there for 12 hours. And after 12 hours, the watch is over. They didn't attack us. So I go over to Chow Hall. I survived the night. I was so happy I survived the night. It was a really good day because I survived. And I was going to go to the Chow Hall and have a good breakfast. So I went to the Chow Hall and I had Frosted Flakes banana and milk. And I thought, oh, this is great. Frosted Flakes banana and milk. Can't get better. I feel like a king. I survived Vietnam the first night there, and now Frosted Flakes banana and milk. Like Tony the Tiger says, they're great. So this was a great story. I mean, this was my first night in Nam. They gave me a lousy job to be a decoy and try to draw the Viet Cong to attack me, and use myself as a decoy. So I survived the night. Everything was good. The 12 hours went by. It was from 6 at night to 6 in the morning. I survived the night, and it was a good first night. I survived, and I had a good breakfast. So I feel good, and I feel like it was a good accomplishment. I survived my first night in Nam. First night in Nam, I'm here, and I'm still alive. Let me think. Yeah, I'm still alive. Everything is great, man. I feel blessed. But my dog went through hell. She survived Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Sandy. The paper says, my father said, don't be a fucking war hero. And the paper says I'm a war hero. According to the papers, I'm not the war hero. I'm small potatoes compared to my dog. My dog survived Hurricane Katrina with the alligators and the bad weather, the hurricane and Hurricane Sandy. She survived, and she's a good-natured animal. You could never find a pet like this. This is being blessed. I'm very lucky to have a very good wife who is she's a captain of industry. She's the president of a textile company, and I'm very proud of my wife and my dog. I feel like I'm very blessed. I had 3 strokes and I'm still here. I mean, I feel I could be an inspiration to people that had strokes, and I'm still functioning, and I'm still doing things. We're working on the video, and I'm writing a book about my experiences in Vietnam that's almost done. So I have my stories about my stories in Vietnam, and I'm enjoying life. I enjoy life. We walk a lot, and we do, we're enjoying life, and everything is great. We're here. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody, and remember, be good to your neighbor. Be good to your neighbor, be good to your next door neighbor. Don't fight with that. And don't bully anybody, because bullying is no good. Don't bully anybody, and be kind. Remember, the most important lesson in life, love yourself. Love yourself is the most important thing. And the most important thing that I learned from my dog is loyalty, kindness, and perseverance. Loyalty, kindness, and perseverance. You learn those 3 words, you'll do okay. And that's what I learned from my dog, who's a true warrior. I am small potatoes compared to her. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to my war stories. And we'll have a series of war stories, because I think it has to be told. I want to document all these stories and tell my stories, because there are not too many Vietnam vets left. I was one of the youngest ones. I was 20 years old when I went overseas. I was 20 years old, and they said, when I went overseas, they said I couldn't, I was too young to drink. I couldn't even buy whiskey. I was too young to have a drink of whiskey, because I was 20 years old. You had to be 21 years old to drink whiskey. I was 20 years old. I didn't like whiskey anyway. I'd rather have a chocolate malted anyway, or an egg cream. And I would like to say thank you for listening to our story, and we'll have a lot more stories, and we'll have a book coming out calling Mitch Barnett, Stories of Mitch Barnett, and my dog Katrina. Like I said, I'm small potatoes compared to my dog. We'd like to thank you, and we love you, universe. You're good. Thank you. We love you.